this evening, and welcome to an Ohio State versus Purdue preview video here on the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor if you don't mind. Smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell. Get notified every time we go live. And of course, let us know what you think about what we think down in the comment section below. What is your prediction for this game? What score prediction do you have? Let us know down in the comment section below. Chris, the one of the worst, if not the worst team, although I would say the worst team right now in the Big Ten might actually be Wisconsin. But right beside them is probably Purdue, although, hey, they gave Michigan a heck of a game last week in the Big House. But that's who's next as we go back on the road to take on the Boilermakers in Ross-Ade Stadium. Your thoughts before we dive into the stats, the numbers, and our awesome interview with our good friend of the podcast, Dylan Coon.
Well, all I'm going to say is Purdue better be prepared because Ohio State is not going to lay down the way Michigan did. Michigan is an awful one dimensional team. Ohio State's going to bring it to you kicking on all cylinders. And defensively, uh, this is not a good offense, Eric. Purdue does not have a good offense, so I really look for this to be an ugly, ugly game. This might be the first game where we go over 50 since the Grambling game.
Ryan Day offensively hasn't really wanted to do that. He's been very
Very,
methodical.
yes.
He's been happy running less plays by design for both the offense and the defense so that they can be more fresh come the postseason. That is well documented now. You have you look at what Indiana does, the plays they're running offensively versus our offense and our defense. By the time these two teams play each other in Indianapolis, if indeed that happens, knock on wood, Indiana will have played 2.2 more games statistically than Ohio State based off of per play. That's incredible. Now, so that's a lot more wear and tear on those bodies over there in Bloomington than what's happening in Columbus. So I'm not anticipating Ryan Day wanting to run up the score on Purdue. There's no reason to. You beat them by more than what Michigan did, and you did it in Purdue's house, where Michigan struggled to win by 5 in their home against Purdue. You've made your point already. You get these guys, hopefully you get those stats up there. They're good. They look nice. The defense is pitching a shutout, and you get these guys out of there by no later than the middle of the third quarter, and we go home and we're healthy. I think that's the main thing here.
Well, and I don't completely disagree with you, but I think a couple things are going to inflate the score. One, what did we see Ohio State do this week? What website did they just start?
They started the We Say in Heisman.com website for Julian Sane.
They're going to make sure he gets his numbers. That's going to be I would call it a secondary priority. And then the other thing is, I would not be surprised at all to see the defense score this week.
Mm.
So I think those two things are going to contribute to. Will they actually get to 50? I don't know. I just think it is, given this Purdue team, it is a possibility.
Well, let's dive into the numbers and find out what they tell us before we bring on Dylan for our interview, and then we give you our predictions at the end of the show. Game kicks off this Saturday. Weird kickoff time, guys. 1 p.m. on the BTN. That's the Big 10 Network. 1 p.m. kick. A little bit of a weird time. I'm not sure why that is, but that's what we're doing. Of course, you can watch the game on the BTN. If you don't have the BTN, join up with us on Patreon. It only costs $5. Link right below us here in the notes. You'll find a link to join Patreon for only $5. You can watch the game with us. Now, let's look at this game by the numbers, shall we? Ohio State versus Purdue. Well, the Buckeyes lead the series 42 wins to 15 losses and 2 ties. Ohio State has won 3 in a row against the Boilermakers. Last loss to Purdue was that dreadful night in 2018, a 20-49 loss. Ryan Day spoke on that a little bit during his press conference. He still remembers that game. Last meeting in Columbus, that was last year. Ohio State won 45-0. Last meeting West Lafayette was 2023. OSU won 41-7. Largest margin of victory came in 2013. That was an Urban Meyer led team that destroyed Purdue 56-0. Largest margin of defeat came in 1967. It was a 6-41 loss. That would have been Woody Hayes. Got
Mm-hmm.
beat 6-41. Ohio State's largest win streak over Purdue is 7. Happened between the years of 1989 and 1999. Purdue's longest win streak over the Buckeyes is 2. They've done that 3 times, from 43-45, 47-52, and 60-67. Ryan Day's record against Purdue is now 3-0 as a head coach. This will be Barry Odom's first time going up against the Buckeyes. Last 10 games against Purdue, Ohio State is 7-3. Goes all the way back to 2008. Ohio State beat Purdue in Columbus 16-3. They lost to the Spoilermakers in 2009. That was a 26-18 defeat in West Lafayette. Back to Columbus in 2010. Ohio State won 49-0. In 2011, in West Lafayette, the Boilermakers clipped us 26-23. Then Ohio State won 2 in a row. In 2012, they won by 7, 29-22 in Columbus. And in 2013, the big 56-0 win. 2018, so it was 5 years between games. 2018, they then renewed the rivalry. Ohio State lost to Purdue 49-20 on that fateful night in West Lafayette when we couldn't tackle anything. Then, since then, Ryan Day has righted the ship in 21, 23, 24 with wins of 59-31, 41-7, and 45-0. Chris, what can you glean from any of these statistics?
Purdue can't score against Ryan Day's team.
How
Uh,
about that?
the other thing I'd say, Eric, is, and you know, you mentioned that 2018 loss. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that the one where they had the sick kid out on the field they were playing for?
Tyler, yes.
Yeah.
Old Tyler, yeah.
And then that's also the game where I thought that Dwayne Haskins was going to, just have his arm fall off.
Yeah, he threw
What
the
did he throw,
ball so
70
much.
passes that night or something like that? It
Broke
was
broke
ridiculous.
multiple Ohio State records and a loss.
Yeah. But, outside of that, Purdue has not done very well against Ohio State in the last, well, what, outside of that win, the last 20 years about.
Well, I mean, you've
So, I mean, you had a
per,
big lull in the rivalry, but
well, and let's not forget Purdue really gave Tressel fits.
yeah, they gave
If
Tressel all
you
kinds of
if
fits.
you remember from the year 2000 until recently with Michigan,
They'd had more, yeah.
they had more wins against Ohio State than any other Big Ten team. That was Purdue.
And if you take out the Connor wins like the NCAA should have done, they would still probably have more wins.
Correct. Correct.
So,
So yeah, that's saying something. Purdue was kind of you had Wisconsin, you had Purdue, you had Michigan State for a few years that were really good rivals. That gave Ohio State some fits in the last 26, 25 years. So, but Purdue was right up there with them, man. All right, dude, let's break this down with the tail of the tape. Let's talk about the numbers in this matchup.
all right, well, I'll tell you what, Eric. This one, I don't know that we've ever seen anything quite so lopsided as what we have here. Ohio State leads in nearly every single category. Points per game, Ohio State 36.62 to Purdue's 22.1. That's a difference of 14 and a half points per game. Running the ball, Ohio State has the edge there, 153.2 to 141.2. Now, Purdue does have a really good running back in Devin Mockabee,
Injured for the
but
rest of the
is in,
year.
yes, is
Mm-hmm.
out.
He's done. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, 284.3 passing yards per game to the 234.1 put up by Purdue. Third down. This one's key. Purdue under 40% on their conversion percentage. Ohio State over 54%. Red zone, Ohio State at 90.5% and Purdue at 86.8. So offensively, Eric, you can see that there is a clear-cut advantage to Ohio State, specifically with Mockabee out for the year. Malachi Thomas, he's been a serviceable backup, but he is just not what they lost in Mockabee. Defensively, you jump over there. Ohio State still only giving up 6.88 points per game after 8 games. You think about that, Eric. This is a team on pace to give up less than 100 total points in the regular season. Purdue giving up about 27 per game. They're on pace to give up more than 100 points, I promise you. Uh,
Already
yards per,
have
I know.
multiple times.
In fact, yeah, they're over 200 points they've already given up this
Yes.
season. Uh, the rushing defense, Ohio State only allowing 81.8 rushing yards per game. Purdue giving up over 160 passing yards per game. Ohio State only allowing 133. Purdue giving up over 100 yards more at 234.4. And this is the big one, the total yards per game. You look at this, Ohio State allowing less than 215 yards per game. Purdue is nearly giving up 400 yards a game of offense.
Yikes.
Third down conversion rate, Ohio State 25.7, or yeah, defensive, yeah, conversion 25.7 they're allowing. Purdue giving up nearly 38%. Now, the one spot where Purdue does outdo us is turnovers per game, where they're getting 1.6 to our 1 turnover per game.
Yeah, so you look at those stats, Chris, and we dominate every category except for
It's
one,
gonna
and
be
we and
ugly.
we really don't turn over the football very much. We've thrown 3 interceptions. We've had a couple fumbles.
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
week, I remember saying the only way Penn State can make this a game is if they win the turnover battle. They did not. There was one each, and we
The
gift
referees
wrapped
tried
them
to
one.
help them.
Yes, they did. This is true. But at the end of the day, this is about as lopsided as it gets.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, Eric, through no fault of Ryan Day's, I think it's almost going to be hard for Ohio State not to score 50 points, even running a slow offense. That's how bad I think this Purdue team is.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about the Boilermakers. Let's bring on our good friend Dylan Coon. He's been on a lot. He Out of all the other teams that we play in the Big Ten, Dylan Coon is our closest friend from a rival podcast, and it's always a good time when Dylan comes on. We share some laughs. I have a special song for Dylan at the end. You're gonna want to hear that and hear his reaction to it. It's a lot of fun. Here is the interview I just made right before we started recording this with Dylan. Check it out, everybody. And I'm being joined now by the director of morale at BXP. That's the Boiler Express podcast. Everybody, you all know him. You all love him. He's our
Honorary.
boiler honorary Buckeye fan slash boiler fan, DK Dylan Coon. Welcome back, brother. Good to pod with you again,
It's
man.
been a while since I've been on with the OHIO guys. You guys got hats now. I mean, like
Yeah.
you're killing it. Like, listen,
Look at that, bro.
wow,
Official
man,
members.
old big shots over
We're gonna
here.
have to get
Ooh,
you. We have to get you one.
yeah, I'm like an official morale of I don't know, but no, it's happy to be back. You guys are having a hell of a season. We're not. It's quite the opposite around these
Hey,
parts.
you won 2 games right off the get,
And we
dude.
get I will say this, that sounded very Purdue Twitter of me. The Michigan game was awesome. We lost, but like saw a lot of growth from one week to the other, and we didn't see that at all last year or the year before. So that's a big plus. And I came away feeling I don't like moral victories, but we're so down low. We need some moral victories, and that was a moral victory for sure.
It's not a 1 year fix.
No.
And I know some people, their patience is nowhere where it used to be, nor where it should be, given the era that we live in with NIL and the transfer portal and the quick turnarounds and everything. But there's a lot that goes into that beyond just, hey, let's just pay a bunch of money for people. You still have to
Yeah.
convince them to come to your school. You still have to have a good base of a program. You still have to have, an idea of what you're going to do. And then you still have to have a good nucleus of players there already around that to kind of set the foundation. And I, it's unfair to compare everybody to Kurt Signetti and what he's done at Indiana,
Yeah.
because it's unrealistic for most programs to do that. So I look at what has gone on over there at West Lafayette with Barry Odom, and I think you guys got the right guy. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about it. He gives me a lot of Jeff Brom vibes. But I'm not going to compare him to any of, I'm obviously not going to compare him to Joe Tiller, Jeff Brom, and I'm not going to compare him to Daryl Hazel or anyone else, either ends of the spectrum. But I like the energy he's brought. I like the way he goes about things. I think with Walters, we had a lot of flash, a lot of, hey, look at this, look at that, and it came to nothing, right? And but Odom is more of a put his head down, go to work. He's not going to tweet a lot. He's not going to post a lot. He's not the eyeball emoji user that coaches past may have been. And I feel pretty good. I think we're in better hands than we were with Walters, and I think the one thing that makes this sting more for Purdue fans is the fact we see what they're doing up in Bloomington, which is incredible. Like, at the beginning of this year, I was like, you know what? And I think I said this on the huddle with JR. I said, they'll go 6-6, the honeymoon will be over. And they're proving me dead wrong. And they're doing incredible things over there. I mean, listen, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous and that I hate seeing IU succeed, because I do. But at the end of the day, what Sig has done there is pretty wild. He took the literal worst program in college football historically and has turned them into a back-to-back playoff contender. And to do that at Indiana is incredible. So I give him a lot of credit, but I won't give him too much credit, because at the end of the day, we're rivals and I hate them. And they have the bucket, which I found today a snippet from something, and I had texted it to. We talked a little bit before the show about my buddy Stu Schweigert, Purdue Hall of Famer, 6-year NFL vet, in place. So, like in our facility, when you walk through the main entrance of the stadium, to your left, you see, our indoor practice facility and like the welcoming center with all the trophies, our old Big Ten trophy that's 20 years old now, and all this, that, and the other. And I look at the Old Oak and Bucket trophy case, expecting it to be empty because we don't have the bucket. No, we have a commercial Old Oak and Bucket, like a fan, not a fan made, but that company that makes all the rivalry trophies. We have that. This actually, the much larger version, all the charms fell out of this, is in the trophy case. And I looked at Stu and I said, "What is that?" That's loser stuff. I got and normally never negative about anything to do with the Purdue program, but that's some loser stuff. That, I mean, I know you and Michigan don't play for a trophy because it's much more than a trophy, but it's to have a fake trophy in there is like one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And I don't think Odom did that. I don't know, probably a recruiter or something. I don't know, but that if we're going to start doing stuff like that, and that just I found out about today, that's why I'm talking about it, because it's still fresh in my mind. But I said, man, that's not how you build a winning program, putting in fake trophies in the trophy cases. They should be empty, and that should be a reminder that, hey, we lost last year to IU, we don't have the bucket, and we better go get it back and fill that trophy case. But I digress. Other than that, I like everything that Odom's doing. He brings a good energy. He's not a flashy guy, like I said. He's a real lunch pail type of guy, and what he did at UNLV was impressive, and I hope he does it here at Purdue.
So, how would you describe Odom's program and maybe the culture he's trying to build there?
What I like, so I just listened to an interview today, and he's talking about Ethan Trent, who's Tyler Trent's younger brother, who's now is an starting offensive lineman at Purdue. Came on as a walk on, and now is a scholarship athlete. student athlete. And he said his first meeting after taking the job, besides Babinski, the athletic director, and so on, was Ethan Trent. And Ethan told him the story of Tyler and how much this program means to him, Ethan, and the backstory of Purdue, why they chose Purdue, blah blah blah. And Odom said at that point, I knew I chose the right place. So I think it's a big family atmosphere. I think it's a close knit atmosphere. I've talked to guys, football alums who have come back and they're welcomed with open arms, which is, I think, the first thing any college football coach could do, especially when you have a rich tradition of alums like we do. It may, you think of all the guys that came through Purdue, and of course you say Drew Brees, but recent who I've talked to, Stu and Rod Woodson, and these guys are like, we're when we go back, we're welcomed and we're with open arms. So I think he's really dove headfirst into the traditions of Purdue, what makes Purdue Purdue, and why there's such a pride behind the football team, even though the last really ever since Tiller, retired, it's been pretty spotty, right? And we're 1-11 team and we have close to 60,000 people in the crowd. Like that doesn't happen just everywhere. That's not just a fluke. People love football here. I know we get noted with the basketball school. Very true. We're the number one team in the country right now, but football is here too. And Purdue fan base, the alums, they all love football and they care deeply about the program, and it all started with Tiller. I think Joe Tiller installed that. So I think, in a way, hypothetically, Odom's taken a lot out of Tiller's handbook and really dove into the, why we should be proud to be a Boilermaker and what makes Purdue, like I said, Purdue. And I think that's the atmosphere, and the program he's trying to build is a very tradition heavy. Who got us here? How did we get here? And he's built it around that. And that first interview, the interview I heard today, through the Tyler Trent Foundation, was awesome. That his first player meeting was with Ethan, and because Ethan wasn't going to transfer, the kid's as Purdue as it gets, and Ethan's a friend of mine, and Tyler's parents are friends of mine, and to have Odom be that first meeting with Ethan was pretty special, and that told me a lot. That told me volumes.
Just want to make sure we're not going to have any other instances where there's going to be some kind of crazy motivation
Hey,
at the stadium
hey,
Saturday.
you never know. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff. All right,
That's weird.
isn't it? I thought it was like a typo or something when I first saw it, and I was like, 1 p.m. What? And it's actually,
It's like
I don't ever remember a
Purdue
game.
being like, let's really change this thing up here.
We're not going to do this at noon. We're going to do it at 1 p.m. We need to make it a little bit more later in the day.
Oh
We couldn't
shoot.
get a night game, so we had to get the next best, and it was 1 p.m.
Well, we don't want to play in West Lafayette at night.
Yeah, you
That
do.
is for
We all
sure.
do. It's a good time. No,
Uh,
but yeah, that was weird. 1 p.m. kickoff. What is this, the NFL? What are we doing?
Tell me about Ryan Brown. He's 163 completions, 266 attempts for 61.3 completion percentage, 1,822 yards, 9 tutties, 7 interceptions on passing, 57 carries
Yeah.
for 168 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Who is this guy?
He's nimble. I mean, he's a quick one. He's a mobile quarterback, but also has a solid arm. I mean, obviously, like you said, though, I think it was the 7 interceptions. That's an issue. He hurt his shoulder against Northwestern, and I remember telling the guys in our group chat, like, when he runs, he's not a slider. He doesn't know how to slide. He doesn't know how to dive. He doesn't know how to hit the ground. He doesn't know how to slide. He puts his head down like a running back, and tries his best to fight for every yard, which the mentality you love. I love that type of mentality. But buddy, you got to slide. You're a starting quarterback. Like, you've got to learn to protect yourself, and he does not do that. And granted, the hit he took at Northwestern wasn't much of a malicious hit. It was just really how he fell, and then a lineman fell on him, and it kind of just crunched his shoulder, I think, a little bit. I don't look at injury reports. I don't know exactly what it was in there, and obviously they're not going to tell us exactly what it was. So that's one of my worries with Ryan Brown is he does not dive. and he's like an Andrew Luck type, and we all know that's going to come back and get you at some point, unfortunately. But he's got a solid arm. The interceptions are an issue. A lot of underthrown passes, but he really can escape a falling through pocket. Like if the pocket collapses, he can really kind of make his way out of there and get a gain for about 4 or 5 yards. Um, and our O line's been pretty solid. I mean, not the best, not the worst. They're not the worst I've seen in a Purdue O line, but not the best. But he makes it work. And so his backup is Malachi Singleton, a transfer from Arkansas, and we've seen a little bit the last probably 2 or 3 games. We've seen a little bit of 2 quarterback play with Malachi Singleton and Ryan Brown, as my dog just bundles into the room. So you see a little bit of the combo there. He showed, I mean, he was solid against Michigan. To go against a pretty tough Michigan. I know we're not allowed to say the M word around here,
No, we don't
but
say that.
to play a pretty tough Michigan team, at the end of the day, they may not be as good as they have been, but they're a tough team. To the way they did after, a shutout at Northwestern, which infuriated me to no end, was solid. And so he's shown a little growth there. Now I don't know how much the shoulder's holding him back. I don't think he's letting it loose as much as he used to passing wise before the injury. But he's a solid quarterback, and he came in. His first start was against Northwestern a couple of years ago, and had a hell of a game. And he, both mobile, has an arm. He went to North Carolina for a literal cup of coffee over the spring, and then decided ultimately after Odom was hired, he came back to Purdue. A lot of people didn't like that, at least people I've talked to. But that's a transfer portal, baby. Like I don't know, you can go to North Carolina, and talk to Coach Belichick for a few weeks and
Well,
say that.
do you think he got to North Carolina and he's sitting in Bill Belichick's office and he looks at Bill Belichick's girlfriend and thinks, "Girl,
Hey,
I'm almost as old as you,"
yeah, and
and he
that
was
was
like, "I got to get back to Indiana. I
yeah.
got to go back to Purdue,
Yeah,
man."
Odom has a wife who's his age, I do believe. So that's a plus. That may be why. I don't know. He does follow me on Twitter. Maybe I'll DM him and ask him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The the
But
Ohio State fans need to know.
yeah, right. So he's solid, right? Like, and in a transfer year where, like, new coach, new literal everything, and Singleton is a really good runner, really tough, has a pretty solid arm, but Brown's still the better quarterback in my opinion. But the 2 quarterback system, I'm not a fan of. I think it gives inconsistencies in the offense and kind of throws playbooks through the wind, and it just makes things kind of rough. I've always thought, at least, because Purdue's had plenty of 2 system quarterbacks for the last 10, 15 years. But he's solid. I'm going to be interested to see how he does against Ohio State, who's the best team in the country, and how he's no Julian Sayin, that's for sure. But it'll be interesting to see how he adds up to that Ohio State defense.
Let's turn it over to the running game, dude. Devin Maccabee, who I know you guys are huge fans of there at your
Yeah.
podcast and the Maccabee family. Sad news that his career at Purdue has come to an end due to an injury, man.
Yeah, no, that was a brutal news. Odom announced it yesterday, the day before, I believe it was yesterday. Mockbee's a hell of a guy. Like, he's a great football player, amazing football player, but an even better person, like 10 times a better person than he is on the field. And his family's great. I call his dad Uncle Uncle Craig, and Uncle Maccabee, and all those guys. He's great, and he's going to get his degree, his engineering degree, from Purdue, which, to be an athlete and get your engineering degree ain't easy. And that just shows how talented the kid is off and on the field. He's a big car guy. He has a Fox body Mustang he rolls around in town, and he's built it from the ground up. Like, he's just a hell of a dude, and he's been such a great ambassador for Purdue. And you talk about, in the era now, the transfer portal, it's hard to find guys that really care about the brand of who they play for. And it's hard to find a guy that represents a university as well as Maccabee did, and has and will. But he's just an outstanding, good guy, good family. I've gotten to know a lot of them. Gotten to tailgates with a couple of his family members, and they're all just fantastic people. And Devin is just that. I mean, he's going to be a pilot, by the time he graduates, which is not a bad career to get into. So he's going to be doing just fine. He's going to be a talented man through his life, and I can't wait to see what else he does. And he's the guy that, even though he's probably not going to play in the league, I'm going to root for him no matter what he does.
So where do we go from here in the running back room? I'm assuming that Malachi Thomas is that the next guy up, or is
I
it Antonio Harris?
We saw a little bit of both of them since Maccabee's been injured, and they're both solid. I wouldn't say they're not the type of running back that Mock is. Mock is a put your head down, fight for every single yard. I'm not saying they don't fight for yards, but they're more, in my eyes, I think of more of a finesse, bob and weave than put your head down and fight for an extra yard. I feel good about them. I mean, they've both shown pretty good spurts. It's not like, at least in my opinion, it's like, well, Mock's down now. The running game's going to shut down. Like, we're going to have to throw the ball every time. That's not the case. We got a pretty talented running back room. So I've seen both of them the last few weeks, and both of them are pretty stellar. Um, so we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We'll see if it opens up the playbook. We'll see if it kind of, if we're going to lean on the passing more. But it's gonna be interesting to see, and it's hell of a time for it to happen when you go against the number one team in the country.
Leading receivers, his name is Michael Jackson. Please tell me that you guys will like get into that when he has a big catch or scores a touchdown, that the scoreboard does like the moonwalk and think, come on, man, you get
Well, I haven't seen that yet, but I will tell you that the two fellas that sit next to me at my seats at Ross Aid, every time he touches the ball and they say the PA guy says his name, they go he like,
yes,
and I think the student section's picking it up a few times. But he's Michael Jackson Jr.
the
Okay, so
third. He's actually Michael
oh,
Jackson
is
the
he the third
third.
now? Wow,
Yeah.
look at that. But yeah, no, he's Michael. He's got the moves that MJ had. Like, he can bob and weave. He's quick on his feet. We may see him do like the lean that MJ used to do on an out of bounds catch, But
Yeah.
no, it's fun. I haven't seen like the stadium optics have played into it. Then he sort of like every time he touches the ball, you play. I don't know what's a Michael Jackson song. There's so
Beat
many.
it.
Beat it would be a good one. I hope they do. But who knows? And then, speaking of names, our other really good receiver, Nitro Tuggle.
Nitro.
Nitro. Man, my mom really messed up naming me Dylan.
No offense, DK, but you're not a Nitro, bro. I don't think either one of us are Nitro.
We're Caucasian. Nitros don't fit the Caucasians very well.
No.
Our
Maybe,
us big bearded white men.
yeah. Maybe if our names were Mac and they put big in front of it, then we might, that might make more sense than Nitro.
Hey, you look like you've lost a few pounds, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Looking slim and trim. I love it.
Yeah, that's what removing stress from your life will do for you.
That'll do it. I've been there, brother. I have been there.
Yeah. So, anyways, I had to throw that in there for good fun, but yeah, that's pretty good. You got Michael Jackson, you got Nitro, man. All right. Defensively, dude, you've given up. If you gave up 56 to Notre Dame, 43 to Illinois. But other than those two games, man, only 19 to Northwestern, 27 to Rutgers. You were only lost that one by 3. 21 last week to Michigan. You only lost that one by 5. 27 to Minnesota. You were within a touchdown. So, I mean, it's not like you guys have given up a ton of points.
Yeah.
So what's the identity defensively for this team?
I think they've got a little bit better every week. My big thing is tackling has been rough. Against Michigan was the best tackling I've seen from Purdue, and it still wasn't great. Like, it wasn't where it should be, and at least my opinion, whatever that's worth. They're not wrapping up. They're really going for like the hit stick hits, the shoelace tackles, and when in reality, man, you just got to go for the waist and use your arms to wrap around those suckers, or else they're going to get away. As we know, the Big Ten talent-wise has grown wildly the last few years, and you're not going to get away with half butt tackles. Try not to cuss. It's a family program. But I was talking to Stu. Stu and I were on I have another podcast that we started, the Boiler Backfield, with Stu Schweiger, Purdue Hall of Famer, and then me. He said, "Can you run without your head?" And I was like, I think so. Like I mean, like if you cut somebody's head off, it's not going to work. He goes, I'm not meaning literally. And I see that. He goes, you've got to go. He goes, if you're trying to tackle somebody at their head, it's not going to work. One, you're going to get a targeting penalty nowadays. And two, if you try to wrap somebody up around the shoulders, like you got to get their legs. That's how they're running. So like I said, tackling has been subpar. Did see some big hits, a lot of plus from against Michigan. But really got to worry about that tackling, go for the ball. Just a lot of missed tackles, a lot of missteps. It's been rough.
Mm, mm. All right. Well, Dylan, it's that time. We have something really, really important on the line.
That we do.
It's a little beat up. I mean, it's got some chips in it. It's got
Hey,
some
it's got some wear and tear, and that wear
yeah.
and tear is from you.
It's been
I haven't
been
seen
worn.
that thing.
It's been worn to 2 games in a row. Both have gone the way of Ohio
Is that
State.
2 years now?
This is year number 3.
What? Look at that. Look at us. Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
yeah.
Happy anniversary.
That's right. Happy anniversary to us.
What'd you get me?
A big L coming your way.
I set you up for that one. Darn it.
Nice job. What's your score prediction, big fella?
Golly, I don't even know. I like to think, and Michigan's not nearly as good as Ohio State, of course, but man, I just want to see a competitive game. Like if it's Julian saying so good, Jeremiah Smith is such. I mean, is that kid human?
No.
Like I'm so jealous. Like I watch that kid play, and I'm like, where did he? Where did Ryan Day get this kid? Like what factory did he come from? Because he is unbelievable. So, and I'm afraid that Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith are going to tear up our defense. It worries me, and that's just that those two, like just those two alone, scare me. Let alone the running game and all that. I'm going to go with Ohio State 34, Purdue 38. I gotta pick Purdue. I have to. I can't come on here and not pick Purdue. Listen.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a weird score and it makes no sense, but like there's gonna be a miracle happen. I don't know, man. I can't come on here and pick Ohio State to win. I can't do that.
Boilermakers by a billion.
Boilers by a billion. Maybe Buckeyes by a billion, if we're being honest, but
oh
put an
my
asterisk by
gosh.
that. Like I can't not pick Purdue. That's why I don't do pick'ems, because Stu and I did him a few weeks ago, and he's like, what about this game? I'm like, Purdue. He goes, what about that game? Purdue. Like, I have a hard time picking against Purdue. So Ohio State's probably gonna win, but I gotta give my Boilers some love.
Well, I'm giving you a wonderful reason to watch this game with more than just
I'm gonna be at the game.
covering your eyes.
I'll be there.
You need to be ready to pick out our offensive and defensive player of the game for the Buckeyes, the offensive play of the game, the defensive play and hit of the game. You'll need to be ready to give Ohio State's offense and defense letter grades on
You're gonna have
Sunday
to
night.
text me all this, so during the game
I will. I'll send you these show notes so that you know, okay, I got to be paying attention for this stuff. So
don't have too many beers. Okay.
One last question for you. How's Big Mac Mary doing?
Listen, they hired her as defensive coordinator, so we'll see. They
D-line coach, right?
Yeah, D-line coach.
Yeah.
She's and she teaches them just to sit down, like just plop and wait. It's kind of how she does. Hey, Big Mac Mary's good. She's living the dream. She'll get a hold of me once in a while. She may come in the comments on Sunday night. We'll have to see. But she's Big Mac Marion all around. She's Big Mac, and God love her.
Did they get her a large golf cart to drive up the hill to get in the stadium?
Oh, that's how she doesn't walk the side. You think she
Yeah.
walks the sidelines? No, she has a little jazzy scooter. That's got like it's gold and black and it has the Purdue logos on it. And yeah, that's how she like coaches. She almost ran over Odom one game, and I'm like, God, we really gotta fire this lady. What are we doing? Like you see the tracks. So we have a natural turf practice field, and then we have a turf practice field, and you just see like tracks and burnouts everywhere.
The grass is just like got
Like on
the where it's been worn.
yeah. There's same paths. She doesn't change it up. But then you're gonna hear a train horn during the game, and it's new. I think it was new last year. It's like stupid loud. Like we've always had a train horn, but this one is I think it's like what they say. It's like two supersonic jets taking out. Like it's legitimately really loud. And that doesn't come from anywhere besides Big Mac Mary's jazzy scooter. So, oh my
The
gosh.
jazzy scooter, huh?
Oh, I
Well,
saw.
Dylan, before we exit stage left, I've got something special for you.
Oh no.
Yes. Let me find it here real fast because you're gonna love it. I actually, I wrote you guys a song.
Oh god.
Yes, just for you.
Is it like the drum one last year where you
Oh
made fun
no,
of the world?
this one's even better. If I can find
Oh.
it, here we go. So I'm downloading it right now. It might take a couple seconds.
And
All
I know
right.
the audience can't see him, but I see Wildman's mug at the bottom, and that just makes it
Yeah.
worse.
All right, here you go, Dylan. Just for you. This is Hello Purdue, my old friend.
Good night, Purdue, my old friend.
Funeral? Jeez.
Looks like the beatdown starts again. You got 2 wins and a dream that's fading, while the Bucks just keep parading, and the crowd at Ross-Age's trying to pretend it won't end with another Buckeye beatdown. Dylan Coon's on the mic again,
That's for you, buddy.
talking Boilers like they might just win. But even he knows deep inside, when the Buckeyes roll in hopes tonight, he'll crack a joke, pour a beer, and laugh to stay alive, just to survive another Saturday crying. Your trains go toot, our offense roars. We'll hang 50, maybe more. While your mascot
Wildman
waves
sing
that wrench around, we're running touchdowns by the pound, and the silence of your fans will fill the stands with empty hands and shattered dreams and dashed hopes. 12 straight wins, the Bucks roll on, while Purdue's next chance is gone.
Basketball season.
The spoiler maker's myth is history, like Blockbuster or cable TV, and the Boiler Express boys tip their caps and say, well, someday, as the Buckeyes just keep winning. Good.
Well, I'm gonna have to talk through that in therapy. Jeez.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my
It's
little.
even worse that I know the audience can't see this, but I see Wildman's ugly mug just chuckling away in a little box here at the bottom. Golly.
I hope you enjoyed my little ditty for you, brother.
Oh, hey. Hey.
This is going to be a great game Saturday. Go enjoy yourself. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Win or lose, you know you're coming on Sunday night. Just think, maybe Purdue makes this thing a really close game and you can just sit there Sunday night bragging.
Let me tell you, if Purdue wins this game, if we win Julian Sand and whoever else catch a flu bug, I don't know. Like if Sunday, if we're coming off a Purdue win, which I don't think we will, you're gonna have like 2 viewers or a lot of viewers, and they're all gonna be like, "F this Dylan guy."
Oh, I expect you to be the trolliest of trolley trolls Sunday
Oh,
night at
I
Fisticuffs
would have
game.
to drive up to your house and do the show with you. Like
Ooh,
that would be. I'd have to call off work Monday, but
that
they'd
sounds like
understand.
that sounds like a lot of fun,
It would
actually.
be. It would be.
Dylan Coon, everybody, tell everybody about your podcast, the Boiler Backfield, and the Boiler Express, and everything else you're doing, buddy.
So you can find me at the Boiler Backfield on YouTube. It's actually under Stu Schweigert's YouTube channel. It's brand new. We've done a handful of episodes, but we're really liking it. It's a lot of fun. Stu and I share the same energy, which is just ridiculous and stupid. But Stu knows what he's talking about because NFL vet, Purdue Hall of Famer. It's funny. It's NFL vet, Purdue Hall of Famer. This, that, and the third, and then there's me. It's just there's like people come to see Stu and they're like, "Who the hell's this other guy?"
The director of morale.
The
Don't you
director of
forget
morale.
it.
It's literally the director of morale is in my work email signature too. Like it's taking things over. You can find us at the Boiler Express podcast on anywhere, everywhere. I haven't done an episode in a while, but hopefully that changes. We'll see how that goes. But then you can find me at on Twitter at DK saying things. I had to change it because my current career, I'd get a little incognito. Because apparently third graders use the internet way better than I thought they could.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, it's scary. So I Googled my name, and then the first thing that popped up was my Twitter, and I was like, "Ooh, gotta change that. Can't be having that." So it's at DK saying things. There's a couple Ohio State people that follow me, and we'll kind of shoot the crap here back and forth. So it's a good time. It's I'm proud of my honorary Buckeye. It's like an honorary doctorate. Doesn't really mean much, and you can't really claim it, but you got it.
You got it, and you'll get one of these too, buddy. So you'll be an official
Ooh,
member of the OHIO podcast.
man.
Dylan Coon, everybody, he'll be back Sunday night for our live roundtable discussion show, talking all about the game. He's going to be there in person in Ross Aid to watch our Buckeyes and give us a report on what he sees on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern over there in West Lafayette. Dylan, thank you so much, my man.
Hey, love you, man. Appreciate you.
And thank you to Dylan Coon and the Boiler Express podcast, our sister podcast over on at The College Huddle for joining us. Go ahead and check out The College Huddle if you don't mind. TheCollegeHuddle.com. 86 of our closest friends from coast to coast covering schools that they love just as much as we love our Buckeyes. All right, Chris, you heard Dylan. He gave a prediction of Purdue winning 38-34. But he then whispered, I don't really believe it. So he just couldn't do it publicly. I get it. I've never voted against the Buckeyes either. Even though in the preseason I said we would be 10-2, I still every week have said Ohio State's going to win. Maybe that should be my MO moving forward, is just kind of lowball us in the preseason and then every week just be like, nah, we're winning. Anyways, this is going to be an ugly football game.
Yeah.
I know Purdue played the Wolverines last week tough in Ann Arbor. I know that they kept that game close. But that team is one-dimensional offensively.
Yeah, their
We
quarterback
are
is trash,
not.
Eric.
We are not. And just like Dylan said, he fully expects Julian Sain and Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate to absolutely cook this defense. And oh yeah, by the way, this might be one of the worst rushing defenses we've seen all year. I gotta feel like this offensive line with Bo Jackson and Isaiah West and James Peoples and C.J. Donaldson are salivating to get in there and really get some good rushing stats. I expect this to be an easy, big Ohio State win.
Yeah, I agree. You look at this team and I would not be at all surprised to see a repeat of what we saw last week as far as having multiple 100-yard receivers, at least one 100-yard rusher. That was against a Penn State defense that is much, much better than this Purdue defense. I just got to tell you, Big Mac Mary, she is no Sister Jean. There is going to be no prayers and no willing this one to victory, Eric. This is going to be an ugly, ugly game.
The spread on this game is 29.5 at recording this on Tuesday, November 4th.
I don't know if it's enough.
And the total points is 47.5. So it looks like the odds makers think Ohio State is going to score somewhere in the high 30s, while Purdue scores somewhere around 7 to 10. That seems to be what they're guesstimating here. Chris, how do you think this game goes, and what is your score prediction?
I think this goes completely Ohio State's way. I'll tell you right now, I just feel like this is a Purdue team that is absolutely reeling. I don't see any way, I mean, that they can. I don't know that they'll score on Ohio State. I really don't. If they do, it's going to be a field goal. And I mean that I'm 100% a field goal. This is the type of team that I think, we've joked about it in the past. How many times will they even get past midfield? I see Ohio State scoring at will. They'll put as many points on the board as Ryan Day wants to put on the board. So for me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hammer the over. Well, not really hammer, but we'll hit it with a little hammer. The over, and I'm going to take Ohio State 49-3.
Ooh, we are very close. I'm showing Chris what I wrote down so he sees I'm not. 42-3. You got one more touchdown than me. That's it. So that would mean Ohio State, if Ohio State was going to score a touchdown on every drive, and they are getting somewhere around 8 drives a game, that would mean that Ohio State was going to score on literally
7 of 8 drives.
7 of 8 drives for me, and they would be 8 of 8 for you.
No, it'd be 7 of 8 for me. It would be 6 of 7 for you.
Okay, or 6 of 8.
Or 6 of 8 rather.
Yeah, if they get 8 drives. Okay, thank you for that quick math. Mm-hmm. You're the school teacher, not me. All right, Chris has got 49-3. I've got 42-3. Let us know what you think. Your score prediction is down in the comment section below. Don't forget, we do have the Game Watch Saturday over on our Patreon at 1 o'clock. So if you don't have BTN or you want to hang out with a bunch of Buckeyes in the chat while we watch the game and comment on the game and have a great time over there, make sure you go be a part of our Patreon. By the way, that's not the only thing we do over at Patreon. We do a whole lot more. Buck Vader is dropping all kinds of information. By the way, I had a great nugget yesterday that I gave out to everybody over in the rumor section. And guess who was reporting on that today? At least 3 other people. So
I did see that.
And I even said, everybody, you read this, you read it here first. Now watch. And sure enough, that's what happened. So if you want that insider information, if you want that recruiting insider information, you want those breakdowns, you want Buck Vader's blog, you want Mika's amazing new podcast, The Illuminati. TG's got some stuff that she's brewing up. Sean's got some new things. We've got a couple new hosts that are coming on board with new shows that we're getting ready to launch. This is a happening place. Make sure you're a part of Patreon. Only costs $5 a month. We're going to have a great deal coming up for Christmas, everybody. We're going to sweeten the pot. And, oh, yeah, by the way, we're even watching the basketball games and hanging out and doing that. So that next one will be this Friday evening. And we'll have a giveaway this Friday evening while we watch the game. So it's going to be a ton of fun, everybody. Make sure you're a part of this community. Great people, great fun, and I'm telling you, it's the best $5 you're going to buy. It really is. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tease it, Chris. The new merch is almost here. Maybe by the end of this week, it'll be launched. And I saw some of it. It looks so good.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I knew Bart and his team over there wouldn't let us down.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you, Chris. It's going to be awesome. So much is happening here at the OHIO podcast. Make sure you are a part of it with us. Thank you for watching, everybody. Enjoy the game this weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the Buckeye Ladies at 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on the OHIO podcast. And if you didn't listen to yesterday's Ryan Day's press conference, where I went live and did a live reaction to Ryan Day's press conference, go check that video out. We had some really good discussions, and Ryan Day really dropped some great nuggets on there. So make sure you check that out as well. All right, guys. Till next time, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH in Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. You all know what to do. OH.
IO.
Go Bucks.